There's a moment in the day quiet, easily missed, when a simple act like lighting incense carries far more weight than usual. You might already do it as part of a morning routine, maybe to bring calm or honor someone you've lost. But what if the real power of this ritual doesn't come from the incense itself, but when you light it? Across many cultures, there's a quiet belief that certain hours, often in the early morning, hold a kind of spiritual clarity. Not mystical, not superstitious, just energetically clean. You've felt it before when the world hasn't fully woken up, when the light outside is soft, and your thoughts are a little more honest. That's the space we're talking about. That's when a stick of incense isn't just smoke, it's a message. And depending on the hour you choose, that message may travel farther than you think. This video is not about religion or rigid rituals. It's about intention, timing, and how small shifts in your daily habits can open emotional doors you didn't know were closed. Maybe you're seeking clarity in your work. Maybe your home has felt heavy lately. Maybe you're simply looking for a way to feel closer to someone who's no longer here. Lighting incense at the right hour won't fix everything, but it might give your thoughts somewhere to land. And sometimes, that's exactly what we need, not answers, but quiet alignment. Because here's the truth most people miss: not every hour listens the same. The smoke rises either way. But only during certain windows does the world truly listen back. So if you've ever wondered why your rituals feel flat, or why your intentions don't seem to stick, maybe it's not what you're doing that needs to change, but when. And today, we're going to find out what happens when you light incense at the hour the universe is actually listening. Number 1. Early morning, when light hasn't reached the floor yet. There's something about this hour, before the sun spills across the floor, before emails start buzzing, before anyone expects anything of you, that feels like standing on the edge of something sacred. Not dramatic, not loud, just deeply still. The kind of stillness we rarely let ourselves enter. It's during this time, when the house is quiet and the air is soft, that lighting incense becomes more than just a gesture. It becomes a moment of gentle interruption. A pause in the rush of everything else. The truth is, most people burn incense when they remember, when it's convenient, or when the mood strikes. But incense isn't just about aroma. It's not about creating a vibe. It's about alignment. And in this early window of the day, alignment isn't just easier, it's available. Wide open. When you light incense between 5 and 7 a.m., you're stepping into a moment when the energy around you is calm, but incredibly receptive. You're not fighting the noise of the day. You're not layering intentions on top of stress. You're simply entering into a space where the veil feels thinner, where whatever you're holding, grief, confusion, a quiet hope, has somewhere to go. And maybe you've been carrying something heavy, a rift in the family, a wish for healing that never quite found words, a weight that's not yours, but still lives in your home. Lighting incense at this hour doesn't fix those things, but it opens a soft door. A door your mind didn't know it needed. A door your ancestors might just be waiting behind. Some people say morning prayers. Others sit in silence. You don't need a formal ritual. What you do need is sincerity. You can whisper a line like, "May peace return to my family," or simply stand still with the smoke rising and let your heart speak its own language. In this hour, words aren't everything, presence is. And presence is something this window allows you to access more easily than any other time of day. Because here's the secret. This isn't just a peaceful hour. It's a cleansing hour. Not externally, but internally. The mind is softer, less defensive. The energy of the home hasn't been stirred or scattered yet. If your house has been tense, if there's been distance between you and someone you love, if old arguments still echo in a room no one enters anymore, this is the time to begin dissolving that. Not with confrontation, but with quiet offering. And no one else even has to know. You don't need to explain what you're doing. You don't need to be spiritual or religious. You just need to care enough to pause to say, with action, this matters. This space, this moment, this intention, it matters. That's what lighting incense at dawn does. It turns silence into prayer. It turns stillness into connection. There's also something powerful about doing this before the world touches you. before headlines, before your to-do list, before anything external gets a say in your energy. You're setting the tone not just for your day, but for how you carry your spirit through it. You're saying without saying, I am grounded, I am guided, I am not alone. And maybe most important of all, you're reminding yourself that even in grief, in frustration, in uncertainty, you still have agency. You still have a way to begin. And every time you light that incense, especially at this hour, you're choosing to begin again. Not with force, but with grace. This is the hour for letting go of what's been too loud in your chest, for asking not for wealth or status, but for gentleness, for peace, for the kind of soft realignment that helps everything else fall into place on its own. And the best part, you don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to say the right words or stand in the right position. You just have to show up. Breathe, light the flame, let the smoke rise. Because before the light hits the floor, before the world rushes in, this is your moment. And it's already waiting for you. Number 2. A new day begins, but you're still choosing your direction. This is the hour when the sun is already up, but your thoughts haven't fully landed. When the world outside your window is awake, but you're still deciding how to move through it. And whether you realize it or not, this time of day is one of the most powerful energy gateways available to you. It's not the stillness of dawn anymore. It's momentum gathering, building, but not yet scattered. That's why what you do in this window has an outsized impact. It shapes the energy of your day in ways most people never stop to notice. Lighting incense between 7 and 9 a.m. is like setting the tone before the music plays. The energy around you is fresh, active, and cooperative. It's ready to listen, but it listens to what you give it. So the question becomes, what are you choosing to offer? If you move through these hours on autopilot, reacting to noise and routine, then your day becomes reactive. But if you take just a few moments to pause, to anchor your thoughts with intention, even through something as simple as lighting incense, you stop reacting. You start leading. This is the hour to name what you want. Not from a place of desperation or control, but with quiet clarity. Maybe you need the courage to speak your truth. Maybe you're hoping for ease in your conversations, or focus in your work. Maybe you just want to stop second-guessing yourself. Whatever it is, this is the time to say it out loud, or silently as the smoke rises. It's the perfect hour to ask, may this day meet me with grace. May I walk in the right direction, with the right people, at the right time. This isn't about manifesting something big and flashy. It's about lining up your energy with the kind of person you want to be today. And that begins with how you choose to begin. The act of lighting incense is subtle, but it carries weight. It turns your morning into a decision, not a default. A declaration, not just a habit. And here's where the emotion rises. So many of us walk into each day carrying the same unresolved thoughts from yesterday. The same worries, the same doubts, the same noise. But you get to interrupt that pattern. You get to start fresh no matter what happened before. And this hour gives you the perfect space to do it. It's not too early to feel rushed, and not too late to set a tone. It's where potential lives. The smoke in this moment becomes more than scent. It becomes signal, a signal to the universe, to your environment, to yourself, that you are ready to participate in your life, not just survive it. That you are stepping into your day awake, aware, and aligned. And yes, there will still be challenges. There will still be unexpected turns and hard conversations and long moments of uncertainty. But when you've begun with this kind of intention, something shifts. You carry a steadiness that's harder to shake. You navigate the day rather than being pulled by it. Maybe this sounds small, but here's what's true: most people never claim their mornings. They rush into them, chase them, let them slip, and in doing so, they give away the power to choose how their day unfolds. But not you, not today. Not if you light that incense, take that breath, hold that intention. Because this is more than a new day. It's a chance to remember that your energy sets the tone for everything that follows. And when you begin the morning, connected, grounded, in a quiet moment, with smoke rising and intention steady, you create a space where the right opportunities can find you. Where conversations go smoother, where clarity is closer, where you walk out the door a little more certain of who you are and how you want to show up. So ask yourself before this hour slips, by what direction am I choosing today? And is the version of me I'm stepping into someone I'm proud of? Because the incense is waiting. The smoke is listening. And this hour, the one you're in right now, might be the most important one of your entire day. Number 3. Clarity over answers when the mind is awake, not overwhelmed. By mid-morning, the world around you has hit its rhythm. Coffee is already on its second round. Emails are coming in. The energy of the day is fully awake. And so are you. But not yet exhausted. Not yet scattered. This short window between 9 and 11 a.m. is when your mind is sharpest. Not because it's racing, but because it's clear. And that clarity, that's rare. That's gold. This is the hour when your inner voice finally has room to speak without being drowned out. Not the loud, anxious voice that wakes you at 2 a.m. The quieter one. The wiser one. The one that knows what matters without needing to explain itself. That's why lighting incense during this hour is less about sending a message outward and more about tuning inward. You're not asking for things. You're listening for direction. Maybe you're facing a decision. Something that's been sitting heavy in your chest, but impossible to name. Maybe you're feeling stuck, not in crisis, just directionless. You keep moving, but it doesn't feel aligned. You keep saying yes, but none of it feels quite right. This is when incense can become a mirror. The rising smoke doesn't carry your prayer far away. It carries it back to you in a form you're finally able to understand. The beauty of this hour is that nothing is pushing you. There's time. There's stillness behind the movement. It's not about taking action just yet. It's about hearing your own thoughts unfiltered, unforced. So you light a stick of incense. You close your eyes. You breathe. And you ask not for the perfect answer, but for the next clear signal. And here's the emotional shift. You don't need clarity for your entire life. You just need it for today. For the next step. For the moment you've been avoiding. This is how deep decisions are born, not in pressure, but in pause. And this hour is a built-in invitation to pause, even if only for 5 minutes. Even if you're sitting at your desk, in your car, or quietly in the kitchen while everyone else is busy. You don't need a sacred space. You just need a moment to get honest. Ask yourself gently, what feels true right now? Not what looks good. Not what sounds impressive. Just what feels grounded, right? Clear. If your answer comes slowly, that's okay. Let the smoke rise as you wait. Let it carry your overthinking up and away, so something deeper can settle underneath. Because clarity isn't always loud. It's not dramatic. It's often just a quiet knowing. A calm in the chest. A sentence that arrives without effort. That's why this hour is favored by artists, teachers, healers, the people who need their inner world to be still enough to hear something new. You don't need to be any of those things. You just need to be open. And maybe that's what you've been needing all along, not motivation, not permission, but clarity. The kind that comes when nothing is demanding an answer, and you're finally still enough to recognize what's already inside you. A reminder that your path doesn't have to make sense to everyone else. It just has to feel honest to you. Lighting incense at this hour becomes a small ceremony of return. Not to a place, but to yourself. It's not about outcome. It's about alignment. So you stop chasing clarity and instead make space for it. And space, in this window of the day, is incredibly powerful. Because once you've made room to listen, the noise of the day softens. The urgency fades. You move differently, more lightly, more intentionally, and you stop needing the world to answer things you were always meant to answer for yourself. So if your mind has felt foggy, if decisions feel distant, if your next move feels unclear, maybe it's not a sign that you're lost. Maybe it's just a sign you've been too loud inside to hear. Light the incense. Watch the smoke. Ask quietly. Then listen without rushing for the answer that doesn't arrive with words but with peace. This is your hour. You don't have to fix everything. You just have to be still enough to see what's already waiting in you. Number 4. Midday momentum when energy demands a decision. There's a shift that happens right around noon, one most people don't notice because they're too deep in the doing. The sun is high. The noise is rising. The day is already halfway gone. But hidden beneath that motion is a pulse clear, assertive, and alive. It's not asking you to slow down. It's asking you to choose. This hour is not about reflection. It's not for dreaming. It's for stepping into what you've already been circling. That thing you've been thinking about, journaling around, talking yourself into and out of. Midday is when the universe leans forward, looks you in the eye, and says, "Now what?" That's why lighting incense during this time isn't about comfort, it's about clarity with courage. It becomes a quiet commitment, not to the world, but to yourself. And if there's something you've been avoiding, a choice, a direction, a decision that feels overdue, this hour is your most powerful window to face it without fear. Here's the thing about this time of day: it doesn't wait. It doesn't whisper. The energy around you is in full motion. Everyone's moving. Everything's moving. And in that movement, you need to claim your place, not just go along with what's unfolding, but guide it. And the act of lighting incense here, it isn't gentle the way it is at sunrise. It's bold. It says, "I'm ready to act, to move, to break the stall." Even if you don't feel entirely certain, lighting incense now becomes a line in the sand. A way to shift from hesitation to momentum. Maybe you've been carrying a dream that's starting to feel too heavy. Maybe there's a conversation you've been putting off. Maybe your goals have been blurry for too long. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe you've just lost your footing and you need to get it back. This hour gives you energy, but it's not endless. It comes like a wave. And if you ride it, if you light incense with even a moment of clear intent today, I move forward, that small ritual can unlock a much bigger shift. You don't need a plan. You need a decision. One true step. One honest move. And incense becomes your silent witness to that turning point. You might not feel ready. You might still hear doubt. But lighting incense now is not about certainty. It's about permission. Permission to go. To trust. To no longer wait for the perfect time. Because the truth is, there isn't one. The perfect time doesn't exist. But aligned time does. And this window between 11 and 1 isn't just energetically active, it's spiritually ripe. It's when your body is alert, your mind is engaged, and the space around you is charged with forward motion. Lighting incense in this pocket sends a signal not just to your ancestors or to the universe, but to you, that today is not another day to delay. This isn't about chasing productivity. It's not hustle. It's presence with power. Because when you light incense at noon, you're not just marking time, you're stepping into it with intent. You're saying, "I will not be led by fear today. I will not shrink. I will choose." Even if that choice is small: making the call, starting the draft, asking the question, deleting the thing that's keeping you stuck, it matters. Because energy, like smoke, builds where it's given space to rise. And when you take even one action in this hour, you ride that current instead of resisting it. And here's the emotional heartbeat of this moment. This time of day is often when people feel the most pressure. The weight of the to-do list. The temptation to give up on the day entirely. That voice that says, "It's too late already." But it's not. That's a lie dressed as logic. The truth is, it's never too late to begin again, even if the day is halfway done. And incense becomes the first movement. A breath. A choice. A spark. So what if today, right now, you stepped into a different energy? What if you paused for just 60 seconds, lit that incense, and said, "Let this smoke carry away what's holding me back. Let this moment anchor me in action. Let this be the shift I've been too tired, too scared, or too distracted to make." You don't need everything figured out. You don't need confidence. You need honesty. And this hour honors that. It's not spiritual in a soft, poetic way. It's spiritual in a grounded, real life, you've got to move kind of way. Because if you light incense now, you're saying something bold without having to speak. You're saying, "I'm done waiting." You're saying, "Even if I don't know what happens next, I trust myself enough to take the first step." And that's the most sacred kind of fire. There is not the one that burns for beauty, but the one that clears the path. Mistakes that distort the message. There's a silent moment after you light incense, a stillness that holds the weight of what you just offered. It doesn't matter if you used fancy words or none at all. What carries that message isn't just the smoke. It's the care, the intention, the way it was done. And the truth is, sometimes that message doesn't land. Not because your heart wasn't sincere, but because something small, something overlooked, disrupted the flow. And most people never realize it. But energy does. The unseen world does. Just like you wouldn't scribble a letter to someone you love and shove it in a crumpled envelope, the way you treat incense, this sacred act of communication, affects whether your words reach where they're meant to go. A few small mistakes, repeated without awareness, can muddy the signal between you and what you're trying to connect with. This isn't about superstition, it's about respect, and respect begins in the details. The first mistake: lighting incense carelessly. Crooked, jammed, upside down. It seems minor until you realize it reflects the very energy you're sending. A tilted stick is a tilted message. An upside down one, a reversal of meaning. It's like speaking with your back turned. Even if the words are right, the posture is wrong, and the message feels scattered, unclear, incomplete. Second, letting incense burn halfway, snapped short, put out by wind, or forgotten halfway through. A half-burned stick is a half-finished sentence. It's a story with no ending. And that's what lingers in your space, a vibration of interruption. Incomplete energy builds up over time, not just in the room, but in your own sense of follow-through. You might not connect the dots, but suddenly you're starting projects and never finishing them, saying things you don't mean, losing momentum before it begins. Energy mirrors behavior, and your incense is showing you the pattern. Third, using old flames to light new intentions. It might seem harmless to relight a new stick with the ember of the last one, but what you're really doing is carrying yesterday into today. Unfinished emotion, old energy, residue. You wouldn't write a new wish on a letter you already sent. So why plant today's intention in the ashes of yesterday's hope? Every stick deserves a clean beginning. So does every day, every prayer, every choice. Fourth, lighting incense in chaotic air, strong wind, a loud space, no stability. When the flame flickers violently and ash flies sideways, that's not just physical, it's energetic turbulence. The same way a storm makes conversation impossible, a chaotic atmosphere breaks the quiet thread between your intention and the unseen forces listening. And it affects you too. You feel ungrounded, rushed, frustrated, even disconnected from what you were trying to ask for in the first place. And fifth, perhaps the most overlooked, is the incense holder itself. Crooked, overfilled, neglected. Like a mailbox stuffed with unopened letters, a messy holder signals stagnation. The space can't receive clearly because it's already too full, too ignored, too old. Think of it as the gateway between your words and the world beyond. Would you send an invitation from a rusted, broken address? Probably not. Energy flows where it feels welcomed. And keeping that space clean, stable, and tended isn't about ritual, it's about respect. Now here's the deeper point: these mistakes may seem small, but they carry emotional echoes. Not because of superstition, but because repetition becomes identity. The way you treat these sacred moments reflects how you show up in other parts of life. Careless becomes a habit. Rushed becomes familiar. Incomplete becomes expected. And over time, you start feeling like something's always off, like your prayers aren't landing, your clarity is muddy, or your energy's stuck on repeat. But here's the beautiful truth: every mistake is also an invitation to slow down, to reset, to return to mindfulness, not as a rule, but as a choice. The choice to show up fully, even in the smallest things, especially in the smallest things. Because incense isn't just smoke, it's intention made visible. It's the one part of your spiritual practice that literally rises. It climbs, it reaches, but it can only do that if it's lit with care, held with clarity, and allowed to complete its journey. That means making room, paying attention, treating the moment as meaningful, even if it's only 60 seconds long. So the next time you light incense, ask yourself, is this clean? Is this complete? Is this present? Not perfect, but present. Because when your energy is truly there, even the quietest offering becomes unmistakable. Even a whisper finds its way, and if you've been feeling disconnected, like your intentions don't land, your home feels off, or your rituals feel empty, it might not be your heart that needs changing. It might just be your approach. And that's a powerful thing. Because approach, that's in your hands. Final, So now maybe you see it. Lighting incense isn't just about scent or atmosphere or habit. It's about timing, intention, clarity. It's about choosing not just what you offer to the universe but when. And in doing so, choosing how you show up for yourself. From the stillness of early dawn to the quiet focus of mid-morning, to the moment of movement and decision around noon, to the care required in the smallest, often overlooked details we've walked through, not just a day, but a deeper way of living. A way where rituals are not performed out of routine, but out of respect. Where smoke isn't just smoke, it's memory, it's energy, it's direction. Where intention isn't whispered into the void, but carried clearly into spaces that actually listen. If you've ever felt like your prayers go unheard, like your energy feels stuck, or like your home holds a heaviness you can't quite name, this video wasn't here to fix that. It was here to remind you, you are not powerless. You are not unseen. And even the smallest act, done with presence, can begin to shift everything. So maybe tomorrow morning, or the next day, you'll pause before the rush. You'll choose your moment with care. You'll light a single stick, not for drama, not for ritual, but as a way of saying, I'm here. I'm listening, I'm ready. Thank you for being here, for watching, for giving this space your time and attention. That already says so much about where your heart is. I hope this gave you more than insight. I hope it gave you a quiet kind of strength. The kind that lives in stillness. The kind that lasts. And wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, may your next stick of incense rise slowly, clearly, and bring you exactly what you didn't know you needed. Take care, stay open, and may peace always find its way back to your home.